Welcome to the LAWAN SIPP Show. And on this show, we're going to be talking about just really everyday life occurrences. We're going to put emphasis on mental health. Why are we going to put emphasis on mental health? Because, it affects so many of us. Family members or friends we know got someone dealing with mental health, or they dealing with it and we don't know about it. So let's just dive right into it. What is mental health? It's a psychological or emotional well-being. Like too many times, the emotional part we deal with, we don't know how to deal with our emotions. Someone says something, sometimes that emotion build up and then we just let it build. We let it build. We don't talk with people. And that's where violence come in from. Quite frankly, lots of the murders and the death you hear about, that all stem from our emotions. We don't want to feel like someone did us in and we ain't getting our get back. And sometimes it don't even be that serious. Sometimes it be something that can be talked out. You can be talked out of, and you really get to the core cause of it. It'd be like it wasn't that serious for someone had to lose their life. But because we haven't been taught how to deal with our emotions, we just run with it. And lots of times, it's really a generational curse. It's passed down. Our parents, they know how to deal with their emotions. They parents, they know how to deal with their emotions. You see how that goes all the way down to the down their ancestors. Sometimes you just got to be the one who break the cycle. That don't mean just letting people get away with anything, because it is sometimes where you have to, check somebody right then and there. Sometimes it's better to check on right then and there. That way you ain't got to feel like someone got away with it. Because lots of you guys are like that. You know the thing. Dang, I should have checked that individual. They said something or they did something and you peeked it. You're right. Not all things don't need to be addressed, but some things should be addressed right then and there. Should be addressed immediately. That way you don't have to be thinking on it and feeling some type of way and letting stuff build up. Because lots of time we just let things build up. And eventually, when we do release the anger, it comes out more than we ever thought it can come out. We all hear about scenarios where, we see the news every day. People getting shot. I like to go back to a while back. It was on the news where I think the little teenage boy was helping his mom at one of the little Maxwell Polish shops. It's crazy because at first, and it actually show you like the importance of videos, because the way they portrayed it was like the villains at first seemed like the mom and a little boy. It seemed like the way they portrayed it, that mom just had her son to come in a restaurant and shoot somebody, because that's the way the news portrayed it. And social media, man, why would that lady have that boy come in and shoot? But then when the video came, it was like you can actually see the male, all in a woman's face. And that goes back to that emotional part I was just talking about. Whatever was said, his emotions was high. He was, man, you say one more word, he proceeded to hit her. Under no circumstances should he be putting his hands on anybody. Who is he to tell her not to say one more word? So we have to learn, like sometimes our emotions cost us our lives. If he would have been in control of his emotions, he could have de-escalated the situation and left. Or whoever, or even she could have. Maybe, that's both ways too. She, continue talking. Maybe sometimes the woman have to, you know what I'm saying, no, okay, this is not good. Let me just leave. This man crazy. You know, sometimes it's like we can't let our ego get the best of us. Like I say, this stuff is not just started with us. Like I say, it goes deep. We all know someone who just crazier than that thing. And sometimes that someone is you. You're the one sometimes it's crazier than that thing. We always try to look at, we notice the flaws in others, but we never seem to notice the flaws in ourselves. You know, then you got young women out here, they still trying to deal with their emotions, but yet they just bringing kids into the world. Man, it's just like we really have to get on top of this. This is beyond me. Bringing kids in the world, very emotional. Kids grow up very emotional. We don't want nobody saying nothing to our kids. Don't say nothing to us. Just, man, that's all we know. Nothing that's gonna be influential and it's gonna better benefit us. We are our own demise. I'm gonna repeat that. We are our own demise. Our very culture, what we try to make ours. I mean, just look at the culture. Like sometimes that don't make sense. We make celebrities out of people who speak in bed. I mean, what's the name of the? I don't even know her name. What the sexy red? What the hell she called herself? I really don't see nothing sexy about her. Like, but we in control of it. We should shut that down. Like we're broadcasting to the younger generation. That's what you want to consider a celeb, because that's our culture. It's all fun and games, you know. You got young females. That's what they want. They want a bad boy. They want, man, that shit is ignorant. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The new sexy is education. How smart are you? Can you hold an intellectual conversation? See, let's talk about that part. It's one thing to just be able to peek some shit. You know how to peek and observe shit, but can you observe and peek that your life is fucked up? Pardon my French. You ain't never peeked that. You ain't never peeked that your surroundings is in the same low income housing projects or Section A or whatever you is, that whatever you're on, that all the other people who's goddamn it got some type of a financial issue is on. Because that's what that's for. When you own that, please understand that means that you are struggling in life and the government is going to provide some assistance to help you out. Now, some people need it, so it's nothing against the people who really need it. But if you always peeking stuff from others, why you ain't peek that for yourself? You ain't peek that you're living in the same community, the same apartment complex. You ain't own nothing. Maybe you got a car and you probably don't even own that. You know what I'm saying? You just a working individual just like the next man or woman, but you're very observant. You peek everything. That's all you are. You're just a person who peek everything, but don't peek your own messed up, screwed up situation. That's crazy. I mean, just let that marinate for a hot little second. We peek everything on everybody else, but we never peek nothing on ourselves. That within itself is mental. I mean, this is culture need to really wake up. Sometimes I look at it and I think like we're one day gonna be the ancestors of someone. And they're gonna look back upon our time and say, dang, that was some ignorant people. Why would they let that happen? Why would they glorify that? Really, if you're rapping and that's all you talk about is guns and maybe kill, like you're about equivalent to what one person will call a Uncle Tom. because you're downgrading your own people. That's why when I make little songs, it kind of be more on a positive level. Like my whole mindset have changed. But I still ain't going for no okey doke. Like you can't pull no okey doke on me. But my mindset have changed. Like the people who talk bad and call their own kind all the bad words you could call them. How is you not an enemy of your own race? How is you not that? You'll be the first to peak something else with someone else and say, "Oh man, that Uncle Tom shit, that's worse than being an Uncle Tom." Cause you are only a killer of your own race. You get uncomfortable around other races. You only comfortable around your own race. See, I'm one who travel and go in depth into other continents and meet and greet with everyone. So that's why when I be talking, it's like I have a better understanding. And I ain't holding my nose up high to no one. I'm not saying like I'm better than anyone because I'm not. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's what you do with your 24 hours which determine, well, who are you? Are you going to be someone, an upstanding citizen? What you going to do with yourself? What legacy are you going to leave behind? You have to determine that. And it all starts with just thinking positive. You can just kind of start with that. Thinking positive. So I'm going to just leave you on that note. Man, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And lots of us is doing just that. Take care.